That got way closer real fast. Let's see if I can put that like there. All right, so I'm over here in Farmingdale, across from Runner's Edge, because I need some new sneakers, because Shannon signed us up for the EJ for Autism Foundation race tomorrow morning. It's 4 miles or so. I haven't done anything in months because it's winter and it's cold and I get fat in the winter. That's my job. So tomorrow we're gonna run it, so I need some new shoes. So I'm here. And one of the things I'm thinking about right now is the fact that I just had about 3 bowls of escarole and beans, which I mixed with rice because we had no pasta, which was a smart move on my behalf, I have to say, because that worked out great. But I just noticed they opened up a meatball shop, and I've never eaten at the meatball shop. And it's probably a pretty good bet that they have good meatballs at a restaurant called the Meatball Shop. So I'm thinking about getting a meatball sandwich. I'm pretty sure I'm going to get a meatball sandwich. So that's how that's going to go. So one of the things I wanted to do right now is talk a little bit without Nick in the car, which I probably do too much. So I'm always real positive on this whole vlog venture because I usually am real positive when it comes to Nicholas, our lives, how people treat us and how people see us. But I guess I was thinking about this because Nicholas went swimming today at the special needs group that he belongs to on Saturdays in Farmingdale, where this woman named Barbara, who is one of the most amazing people God has ever put on planet Earth. She's one of those people that has an idea and pushes it forward. Right, and that's what she's managed to do. And what she does is she's been able to get volunteers from the Massapequa swim teams and the Farmingdale swim teams and put together a team of young people who are just amazing. They're just, the people that you feel comfortable with leaving the power to in the future, because they're just outstanding kids who take on this responsibility of teaching kids with special needs to swim and dealing with all of the things that come along with that, the behaviors, the physical needs, and the support that they need to take part of this. And they are committed. And, it's a challenge sometimes. Sometimes the kids are yelling and screaming. Sometimes the kids, they won't go in the water. They're dealing with parents who are so profoundly nervous they can't even enjoy the time. And so Barbara's great. The swim program is great. Nicholas has been doing it for 2 years. And, it's just a complete home run. Contrast that with Hofstra University, my school, where I went. We were there last night, and it was a train wreck, frankly. Nicholas is independent at this point. He doesn't need my help, so I don't sit on the edge of the pool. I sit in the stands and I play my guitar, which I think is fine. Typically, there's no more than 8 people swimming in the pool. The lifeguards, there's either 1 or 2 lifeguards on duty, and the pool's 4.5 feet deep. There's no one that's in any danger. Okay, but I get this sense that the lifeguards, or at least one particular lifeguard, is bothered by the fact that I don't stand on the edge to convey whatever message he might have to Nicholas. And the reality of it is, if there was something happening, and I watch every second, but if there was something that needed to be communicated and the lifeguard tried to communicate it and Nicholas wasn't listening, I would intervene. But this particular lifeguard, and actually there's more than one, I hate to say this, they put in zero effort to communicate to Nicholas. They maybe toot their whistle, mumble something that even I can't understand. I don't know how they would expect Nicholas to be able to understand. And it's clear, and I've told them when we got there, when we signed up, that Nicholas had special needs. So they know. And so, what am I looking for? Not a lot. I'm not, do I think it'd be too much if they went out of their way to, learn his name and call him by his name and say, hey, Nicholas, get away from there. Don't go too close to, that part of the pool. I think that's a reasonable expectation, right? So yesterday, that happens on occasion. So yesterday at 6 o'clock, the pool was closing. Now, I didn't realize the pool was going to close. And there was probably 100 kids waiting to go in the pool. I didn't know what the heck was going on. I didn't know they were waiting for the regular folk to get out of the pool. And so at 6 o'clock on the dot, this guy comes over, probably about 25 feet from me, yells at me in a nasty, harsh voice, "He's got to get out," and points at Nicholas. And I didn't like it. Let me just start with that. It was rude. He could have walked over to me and told me what was going on, that a group had rented the pool and that, the public had to leave. But he expected that I just knew this. And so I said, "What's going on?" And he just kind of yelled at me, "Land Sharks," or whatever the name of the swim team was. He just yelled their name out at me. And I said, "Oh, what are they, did they rent the space? I'm trying to smooth this over." And this guy wasn't interested. He was so annoyed that I was even asking him any questions, that I said, "All right, fine. Let me just take Nicholas in the locker room and get out of here." But then as I was in the locker room, I got pretty annoyed, and I went out of that locker room and I let this guy know that he was wrong, frankly. He can go out of his way to try to communicate to Nicholas that it was time to leave, which he didn't even make an attempt, and he didn't have to yell at me from about 25 feet away. And it really made me reflect on the fact that I don't think one person who works there has gone out of their way 1 inch for Nicholas to ensure that his time at Hofstra is a quality one. And they're probably thinking that's not their job. Well, in my opinion, in 2019, it's everybody's job to at least make an effort. I'm not saying it's got to be perfect, but don't just sit back and say you're not going to be bothered because my kid is different than everyone else. So, that look, wow, 6 minutes and 30 seconds on that rant. I'm not going to say any more about this because I want this whole vlog to be positive, and I'm not a complainer, and what's wrong is always available to us, and so I look for what's right on a regular basis. And so, there's my 2 cents. But hopefully, you know what? I hope Hofstra gets wind of this. I really do, because they could make a little bit of an effort to do a better job.